Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Welcome to Golden Guys, just like the Golden Girls, without all the sex appeal. This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live from the Golden Guys, man. We have a kick-ass show lined up for you tonight. We're going to be talking about some of them horror Golden Age books, man. I'm talking like pre-code horror. I'm talking Dark Age. I'm talking medieval times, and you're going to get some medieval rhymes. Now, we're still waiting on those Golden Guys to show tonight, but when they do, they're going to be bringing the heat. So y'all might want to go double up on the meat, because this show is going to be just too sweet. Man, the Shield taking over this show tonight. Golden Guys is in the house, and we are live here on the Comic Core. Hottest place to be on Tuesday night, 9 Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. So let's check out that chat to let others know where it's at. And let me just first by saying, Ricky Marstadt, he knows where it's at. Hello all, Markstack69. If you were not first, you were last. Damn. Make sure y'all can hear me okay. I hope I'm not muted, because the legend just pooted. Okay, cheap rhyme, sorry. Mr. Gretzky, what's going down? Mr. Gretzky says, hello, guys. Mr. Gretzky, you might want to check that Facebook Messenger, if you know what I mean. Jambo Comics, one of the greatest. Hello, guys. Happy Golden Guy Tuesday, man. Golden Guy Tuesday is the place to be. We got Ricky up in here. He's saying hello to Jambo. We got Comic Man Andy, hottest host of Mondays, Thursdays, freaking mail call, Wednesdays maybe. He's everywhere, man. So Comic Man Andy, of course, on Modern Men, one of the hosts over there, and the host of Andy Given Thursday. Man, it's great to see Andy in the chat tonight. Now, here's one of the Golden Guys, man. Hopefully he can join us pretty soon, because, dude, I don't hardly have any pre-code horror, man. So don't leave me hanging, dude. Don't leave me hanging here, because all I'll be slanging is some of that Phantom Stranger while y'all's in danger. Take the train if you are insane. We're going to be showing you, no doubt, some Golden Age books tonight. Gretzky's still in the house, man. Everyone is here. We got Seawood 19 in the house, giving the fist bump. Damn. Samuel David, man. One of the classics. Dude, got great memories with, oh, dude, I will join as soon as I get an email link. Holy crap. All right. Yeah, you're an IG kind of guy. Okay. Yeah. Let me, hey, can I send it to your Instagram? Yeah, you Golden Age Guru. He loves it. He loves it. So let me send this link into the Instagram. Now, what you want to do from the Instagram, you're going to want to copy the link out of Instagram and then paste it inside your email, and then email it to yourself, and then click on it. I know, man, it's so many different directions, but they all have one destination, and the final destination is here live on the Golden Guys. Let me get the link for y'all, and then we'll get this show on the road. But have no fear. I've got some damn good Golden Age books. And, you know, I'm not on the show as much. I'm kind of like that Sophia. I make it every now and then. But we're going to show you some Golden Age you may have never even seen before. Here live tonight on the Golden Guys. Just like the Golden Girls, without all the cheesecake. Because y'all remember, sex appeal's good. You know, JD, don't get me wrong. But the cheesecake was what they were always eating around the table when they had some kind of damn strife going on. Knights of Old says, damn. Knights of Old is like, once you get this boy started, he can't shut his mouth. Dude, we got so many messages on here, but you know what? If you can make it, make it. If you can't, that's okay too. I got a guy in the pipeline. Oh, that's not the damn link. God dang it. Sorry, guys. This is going to take me a little while here. First world problems here. All right. Any of you guys got Instagram? Our Facebook? Y'all all got Instagram. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go ahead and log into my IG account real quick on the computer. Give it to you on the down low like that. because y'all want to see some books. I know I got the looks, man. Me and Michael, man. Me and Knights of Old, we got the looks, but I know y'all want to see the books. Because these Golden Guys, when I bring them on, they're the legit cooks, man. They be baking some of the best damn books, pulling them out of the damn oven, rocking it like freaking that dude off Pineapple. Was it Super Bad? His name was McLovin. All right, here we go. Let's do, is that chat right there? Turn on notifications. Not now. Oh, here we go. Golden Guys right here. I'm going to post this dude's right here. Paste. All right, y'all take that link there. Let me get this guy in here. I can do a quick email to this guy. He's one of my Golden Guys. Now, Guru, when you get this email, I'm sorry, I should have done all this before the show, but man, I had to take another bite of pizza. I had to get some dang soda. You know, I had to get frisky. That's going to paste. We're going to call this link. Man, what I ought to do is keep all of y'all in my Gmail. So if you're just joining us, fans, you have come to the right place. Like I said, the hottest show on Tuesday night, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, the Golden Guys. And we are live, man. We are live. So what I want to show you before I introduce my guests, I've got some books here. You know, my good buddy, I want to give him a quick plug. Let me give some shout outs to the Golden Guys. DS Comics. There he is. DS, man. What's here down tonight?
What's up, man?
Man, it's great to see DS fans. Y'all know this guy because he is the man that created hashtag DarkGA, because that's the word of the day. It's like Pee Wee Herman, but we ain't no German, although you might see some World War II covers. But DS, man, how are you doing tonight? And are you ready for the Halloween special you got for us?
I am ready. I can pull out books if we need or talk about them or whatever, but I'll tell you, it's Halloween all year round for me because I love the horror comics. So I noticed when October hit, everybody's doing 31 days of October, 31 days of Halloween, scary comics, hashtag horror. Man, that's all year round for me. I mix it up all year. So I'm not doing that. I just do my regular thing, and I got horror comics. But there's two things I love about this season. One is when I was born, so I feel really at home in this month. Love the horror, and then it's the last hurrah before everything turns into Christmas. And I'm not a big Christmas fan, I'll be honest. I like a Halloween, and for me, that's the culmination of the year is Halloween. After that, it's just all this other commercial holidays that I'm not a big fan of. So, yeah, love October, love Halloween, just love the season generally, and love horror. So, yeah, good stuff all around.
Halloween is a loved holiday by so many fans, like our good man Dennis Hayes in the house. We got to give praise to Dennis Hayes. He's ready to partay on the scene. And then Brad just came into that slam poetry podcast. You never know what you're going to hear on the down low from the legend in DS, because we're two of the best. And we bring the rhymes. And then Michael, Knights of Old, he brings the crimes because he likes that kind. He's into that freaky shit. But DS, I was going to stop the chat and say, you know, when you're in danger, you need to call the Phantom Stranger. Phantom Stranger, one of those classic kind of mysterious kind of guys that show up in horror comics. And I just have this book right here. Now, this book here, you know, DS, you look at it,
man,
it's a nice 9.4. But the thing about it is, it ain't no golden age. And Carson, there it is. There's that book you've been looking for. It ain't no golden age.
But I'll tell you, I love the Bronze Age Phantom Stranger, and I've been working on picking up some here. I think I got 3 or 4 issues, and I've been looking for one of those. But for Bronze, my standard is like 9.0 or better.
Yeah,
and that's a good copy you got there, man. It's so tough to find, and people go after it. That's a tough book, man. That's an awesome.
Let me show this on the solo layout real quick, fans. This is a 9.4. This is the first modern age appearance, Silver Age appearance of the old Stranger, 1969, barely on the cusp. But let me get these other guys in there, because these are the dudes you're here to see. Man, they got the knowledge, man, and I wouldn't know what the hell's going on with this stuff. All right, let me get on here. First off, man, this guy's name is Michael, but sadly he ain't from Haddonfield. Knights of Old, what's going down, man?
We did it. Technology.
It's good to have you here, man. Sorry I'm a little late. And, man, I hope y'all ain't reading John Layman and Rob Guillory's Chew, because this guy's name is Golden Age Guru. Deep rhyme. Sorry, Guru. How you doing, man?
What's up, guys?
Damn, it is so good to see y'all tonight. I'm just going to start out by showing some of the old school stuff. I don't have a lot of horror comics. and I wanted to show y'all the classic Phantom Stranger #1 from the
Oh.
Golden Age. A little
love it.
4.5, a good modest grade, a nice modest blue label right here. You know, you got your John Broome story, Murphy Anderson, Sideberry art, and then you got some Carmine Infantino cover and art, man. You got that first appearance of the Phantom Stranger right there.
My future copy.
That's a damn copy, man. I'm always going to keep it. But if I ever do sell it, I'll let Knights of Old know if he's ready to pay a little more. But here we go. We got issue #2 right there. And I won't go into too much detail because I want to get on with the show. But when you're going up against the Killer Shadows, man, you know some stuff is bad. And of course, they use same kind of characters in Crisis on Infinite Earths. You know, some of those little minions of the Anti-Monitor. You got Phantom Stranger #3 trying to pull this girl back to our realm. Of course, she's in that astral plane, ghost plane. If you've ever done any astral projection or some of that sleep, whatever that crap is, sleep paralysis, you'll know what I'm saying. So you better
There
try
it is.
praying because there's some demons
That's my
on the
favorite.
astral plane. That's a good one there. You got the girl reading the forbidden secrets, man. She's just waiting to get possessed by Satan, man.
Yeah. That
Waiting
one in
for
the
Satan.
roller,
That's
the
good
roller
ride.
coaster is the other good one I like too, man.
Yeah, you know it's coming up. The coaster. Where's my coaster at? Where the hell's my coaster? Oh, here's the coaster. And it's got that nice number 13 on there. Maybe things to come from the future Dr. 13 there. But that's your coaster, man. And it's fixing to go off the rails, kind of like that show on Friday night, if y'all watch Comic Core Friday Roundtable. And then this is one of my favorites too. The creepy guy opening the door. Phantom Strangers trying to close it. But I'm going to be closing out these strangers because I want to hear what you guys have been picking up. And man, let's go to DS. DS, have you picked up any new books lately?
Well, I got two things I want to show. Neither are Golden Age, but the first thing is comic related, but sort of just a quick little story on this. So once a week, I go out and I hunt in the wild everywhere except comic book shops. I go to thrift stores, antique stores, and whatever. So last week, I went to an antique store. I always look at everything, and I look just past the comics at the antique stores, and I'll look at other stuff and see, with comics sort of on my brain, will this work? And I found this. Okay, this is from the early 1900s, and it's a needle set. And I was like, that's interesting. Maybe this could be comic related. And I'll tell you, it opens up, and it's mostly needles. It's mostly complete. I mean, it's got everything in here. But it's got these two tools in here, which I'm going to use. This is pretty cool to like, it's not sharp, but it's sort of pointy and sort of rounded. So this is good for lifting stuff up, pushing out dents, and it's just a cool little device that I'm going to use for cleaning comics. And then this big ass needle, which is sort of rounded. It's not really sharp at the top anymore, but the back end is like a rounded thing I can use to push out like dimples and divots from the inside of a cover. It's really tough to find a good implement to push out those little tiny divots, like when somebody presses a sort of like tiny pebble into the cover, so to speak. It makes those little divots. They're tough to press out. So this is I've already used it once and it worked like a charm.
Nice.
So man, you never know what you're going to come across. Don't just look at the comics themselves. Look for other stuff and think, how can you use it in your comic hobby? And you got to sometimes be creative, and you'll find cool little stuff. So yeah, nice little set here. And yeah, it's amazing that this is even in this condition from the early 1900s. So yeah, I just thought that was exciting.
Let that probing commence, man.
Yeah, so I mean, thinking outside the box, and then I picked up a book I talked about a couple weeks ago. It's nothing crazy, but it fits the Halloween theme. I just have always liked this, and I finally found a nice copy. It's Witchblade 170.
Wow.
It's the sketch cover, I guess a retailer incentive variant. It's a Mark Silvestri cover, and it is an homage to his cover from X-Men 251, where Wolverine is crucified on a big X. Well, here Witchblade is crucified on a big W.
Dang.
On a pile of skulls. And yeah, it's not super valuable, but it's really tough to find a nice copy of this. And so yeah, I'm kind of excited to add this just interesting, obscure modern to the collection. I just always love this cover. It's just so
Dude, you know what's great? It's a 9.8.
Yep, and it's Silvestri after me.
That's cool, man.
There you go. So I don't know. I thought that was cool. So just 2 interesting pickups for me. That's it. No, I got Golden Age on the way, but it hasn't shipped from Comic Link yet.
Did he do a color one of that too, or is
Yeah. He did a color. The Witchblade 170 regular cover is the color, but I like the sketch one better. The color one is like, I think, purplish and blue, very similar to the colors on Uncanny X-Men 251. And it's definitely cool, but the black and white on that just gives it a more eerie vibe to me. And I just like seeing, he did a lot of line work on it. Sometimes you see something by an artist and it grabs you because you like it, but then you also see that he really liked it. You can tell the way he drew it and the effort he put into it. And he put a lot into that cover, and I think he really enjoyed doing it. So yeah, it's just a cool book, and like I said, not terribly expensive, but kind of a tough one, and just super cool. I don't know.
Man, that is freaking awesome. Guru, what did you get this week, my friend? And also, like, what do you think about the old October season?
Like DS, my birthday's in October 15th, so it's actually Thursday.
Nice.
And so, you know, I mean, I love this holiday. I mean, I used to have the biggest VHS horror collection.
Oh,
I used to watch all the time, man. I would watch it in college, and my roommates would be like, "Dude, you're weird. You watch horror movies?" I'm like, you know, popping in the VHS player, you know, like, I don't know, you know, what is it? Cannibal Humanistic Underground Dwellers, Chud, and just crazy horror stuff, B horror movies. It was fun times. I'm less of a horror guy than I used to be, man, when it comes down to it. Ever since I had kids, dude, I can't handle that horror stuff like I used to. I don't know what it is. It becomes a sensitive sap, you know, and everything's just like, I mean, granted, movies have gotten extra intense, it feels like, the creepy level, but I don't know, man. I love this year. I go all out at home with decorations, and it's nuts. You know, I got a big claim sale this Friday. I'm going to try to bring some horror stuff out for that. And I don't know, man. I love this time of year, not just because it's my birthday.
That's awesome. Tell me about this claim sale. Where is it going to be, man? Where can we find you for some of these books? Because you got some of the best.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, it's a 2-day claim sale on Instagram.
Nice.
So it's going to go live from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Friday and Saturday coming up this week. And just putting out spoilers through the week now and again. So coming up, I'll probably throw something out tomorrow, maybe every day after, just books and fun videos. And then, but for pickups, man, I picked up this of late. This is a Reed Crandall cover. I love this one.
Check
you know,
out.
Lou Fine and Reed Crandall were crushing it on National Comics. Great title.
You know what I was looking for today, and I shit you not, man. This is so synchronicity. I was looking for that National Comics #1 because I'd love to get Uncle Sam's first appearance.
Yeah, Lou Fine cover too for the National one. This is
I
Reed
hate that
Crandall.
National 16. I love that National 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cool book, man. It's a great run at National Comics.
Mm-hmm. That's freaking awesome. Well, Knights of Old, my friend. How about you? Have you been getting any new Golden Age books, dude?
No comics this week, but I did get a new robot if you want to see it.
Dude, let's see that bad boy. I know I've seen it myself, but let the fans see it.
So it's this is the robot. I do have a comic from this robot. His name's Grandizer, and there wasn't really much of him in America. But we had these Shogun Warriors in America, but they never made this guy in America, so I had to import him.
Yes.
And this is the European version, but
it's a big old bot.
Not the one I really wanted, even though this one's pretty tough to get. I always wanted the Japanese one because it was a little bit different, and I finally found one. I don't know if the guy made a mistake on eBay or it was just like he might have thought it was this one. I don't know, but he priced it as if it was kind of a high priced version of this, but it's the Japanese one.
Dude, check it out. And that's the one you always wanted too.
Yeah. So it's got it doesn't have this weird arm here, and then this one has stickers on through that red thing.
Yep, that sticker on there.
This
little yellow crotch sticker.
But it's all molded plastic, actually unique pieces on the Japanese one. And his arm shoots.
Dude, really?
Totally different feet too.
Dude, Japanese going all out, man, showing them Europeans what it's all about.
Well, they wanted to
amazing.
money. So this was all like from different robot. Most of it was from different robots, and they just slapped on different stickers and whatnot. But yeah, and the coolest thing is this guy. So in the show he fits into this big flying saucer thing, and in Japan they actually made this kind of like a big wheel kind of thing where is the saucer and you can actually fit this toy in it, and his head goes up like that because that's kind of how he is in the saucer, or it's cool to show him like flying or whatever. But there's no like this one there's no need for that. You can't even do that. So that's another big difference. But anyway.
That's what it's all about right there, man.
There's always those rare things where you keep your eye out for just in case.
It looks like it's in amazing shape too. Like the condition on that, it looks great. There's no chip.
It's pretty good. And I mean, when I'll show you the picture on the eBay listing though, because I cleaned the heck out of this thing. I took it all apart and cleaned it, and it was I was surprised how nice it was. If he did that and listed it properly, he probably would have sold it for double.
Yeah, man. Sometimes all it needs is a little bit of that elbow grease and gives it a new lease on life, man. The wax on, wax off. I know y'all been watching that Cobra Kai. That's good shit right there. But this Golden Guy. And I want to let y'all know I do have something to unbox, and then I'm going to give some shout outs to our main man, JD. I got this bad boy. This box is a box. Got to cover up my address, keep it all kayfabe and all. This is a Hero Initiative right here. Let me put it on the big screen so I can let you know what I mean here. Freaking Hero Initiative, and you're like wondering what you getting off the Hero Initiative. Well, over there at heroinitiative.org, they got some great merchandise here, and not just do they have the 100 projects. They got the new Batman 100 project coming out over there. You can also get in on these awesome private Q&A panels. I got done a couple of weeks back with the great Jerry Conway, the guy that created Punisher, Firestorm, Vibe, freaking a bunch of cool characters. That Frozen girl. Caitlin Snow. Damn, I can't remember the girl's name. Killer Frost. But anyways, I got this bad boy, and it was all personalized. I got a normal invoice, but they know their legend over there. So I got Thanks Legend on there from the great Jim McLaughlin over there. And he threw in a little goodies here, a little brochure on what they do at the Hero Initiative, how they help the heroes in need. And I had to get this thing. I knew I was going to get the 50th issue of the Overstreet Comic Price Guide, hardcover, of course.
Nice.
And it's got the Defenders on the cover. You got Submariner and Hulk and Doctor Strange. And then, the money goes toward the Hero Initiative. So for any of you Golden Age collectors, now for the most part, we're going to get some of our prices, that are more current than what's in here, from the different websites, auction houses, things like that. Go Collect, GPA Analysis, the little that one little app they use to find out if it's a key collector app. Duh, that's what it's called. But yeah, man, I love getting these, and on the back you gotta love it. It's like they're taking some of those DS pills for some of that dark Golden Age. I know that's one of DS's favorite covers there. So, and that's mycomicshop.com on the back. Old buddy Saunders is putting the money down right there. He's in my neck of the woods. But that's about the only thing I got this week. I did get some moderns as well, but I'll be showing those on my channel, because those are probably going to get slabbed. And real quick in the chat, let's take a look. We got Bearded Comic Bro. It's good to see you, Bearded. And we got K Titus from Japan. Konnichiwa, my good friend. And Masked Marvel. Guru, what's your Instagram name?
That's just Golden Age Guru. So at Golden Age Guru for Instagram.
And dude, Guru, you're so hot on the IG, man. You could just type in Guru and you're probably going to be coming right up, because Masked Marvel, I know what you look at on Instagram. It's nothing but comics, and when you type Guru or you type Golden Age, you're going to see Golden Age Guru at Golden Age Guru on Instagram. One of the best. And we got NC Slapjacks, man. He's slapping it all the way from Montreal, Canada. Man, it's good to see you. I don't know if you're from Montreal, but that's the only one I can think of. All right, so what we'll do, the big thing tonight is all about that horror golden age. And I want to start with, y'all already see my Phantom Stranger. I don't have a lot of the golden age, but one of the guys that is a mastermind for that time is DS Comics, man. What can you tell us, DS, about some of these dark comics, these horrors, these pre-codes, man?
Well, I'll tell you, horror's gotten really popular over the last several years in comics. And, traditionally, and I've been back in the hobby for like 6 years, and I've been doing Golden Age for like 5 years. So I don't have a ton of experience. I haven't been doing Golden Age that long. But enough to know what I like at this point. I know who I am as a Golden Age collector. But when I got into horror, PCH was traditionally horror books from like 50 to 54. That was PCH. It's exploded now that people call PCH any horror themed or creepy dark cover art from the Golden Age anywhere, 40s, 50s, anything. So I guess PCH, for most people goes back into the 40s, and that's fine. It's mostly cover based. I've been using Dark GA as a category to sort of include all of it. It hasn't really caught on, but I still use it.
I hashtag it when I can, but when you say PCH, man, I'm thinking Ed McMahon and the Publishers Clearinghouse. But not that kind of PCH.
Yeah, so two of my favorites, and I've shown these before, and I don't mind showing them again, but these would be Dark GA to me, not traditional PCH. But two of my favorites that I currently have, Dynamic Comics 8 and Mask 1. So these are two of my absolute favorite Dark GA books right here. And these are just the Dynamic. I don't know. I would say I probably like it even more than the Mask a little bit, and it's super tough to find. So I'm really fortunate to have this copy. And then this is just, the Mask 1 has just become one of the top tier Dark GA books, right up there, Punch 12. I mean, it's just highly, highly prized at this point. So these are two of my prized possessions, and they are two of the best Dark GAs that I own that are not traditional PCH. And I know I've shown them off before, and I don't have that many books. Honestly, my PC is pretty small. I have 75 books. These are two of the best ones I have, so I absolutely love them.
The Slab Dragon's giving you some love right now. He says he still believes it's your fault, DS.
Let me show you another one. This is superhero related, but I consider it Dark GA, and it's a super tough book to find. There's a whole story behind this. I bought it as a CBCS. I reattached a piece that was loose and got it graded by CGC, and the grade went down. But, I feel like it's better now because an entire page is now reattached with archival tape holding it together. People have different opinions on that, whatever, but it's such a cool book. It's Blue Ribbon Comics 13, really tough book to find. And, that's about as dark as it gets.
Freaking Satan controlling a lot of green demons. He's got just a big old thing of heads there.
Yeah, there's Mr. Justice on the cover. Yeah, and apparently he's just got these guys on sort of like leashes, and their bodies are in the flames, and it looks like floating heads. But sort of like the Chinese style looking devil there, or Japanese. Red Dress Distress on there, and just a cool book. And this is currently
Red Dress Distress. Holy hell!
So I think this is currently my only MLJ. I love MLJs. I'm really getting into them, but I just cannot. They're tough to pick up because they're pricey and they're tough to find. And then another one that, I was happy to pick this up, and it's just grown on me since I picked it up not too long ago, but it's just such a high grade, and this book is surprisingly tough to find. I call this the Female Indiana Jones PCH book, and it's City of the Living Dead, 8 on one shot, 6.5 on this one. And it's just a book you don't see very often at all. And when you do, you never see one this nice. So I'm really fortunate that I was able to find this. Just luckily saw it as soon as it got listed on eBay and just jumped on it. And I got a nice deal on it. These books sometimes are tough to price, even from experienced dealers, because there's not a lot of data. So if they're not focused on this genre, they may not know the price. And that's what happened on this. So I got it for basically what I think is about half value. I think I got half price on this.
Those are those scarce, kind of rare ones that, you just don't come across a lot of these, especially in a damn 6.5 for being such an old book. And those Golden Age books, let me tell you, people back in the day, they were like fanning those, just reading them and enjoying them and seeing what kind of crazy macabre action was going on. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, there's 4 books, 1 traditional PCH, and just 3 other sort of rare, cool Dark GA I've got. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for now, and we'll see what else we got going on.
Yeah, Bub's Comics in the house. He's digging that light. He likes light GA where it's all headlights.
Yeah,
nice.
I
love classic.
Hey, look, as the hobby evolves and interests change and grow and shrink, and traditional terms need to evolve too. So I think PCH isn't really covering what people are considering PCH now. I think Dark GA is a better term for it now. I use it. It hasn't caught on, and that's fine. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But to me, that is an bigger, encompassing, broad term that covers the type of stuff we like. And there's collectors that collect not just PCH, but even like that MLJ or like some of these old finds. Just anything that has sort of a dark, creepy, weird element to it is Dark GA for me. So that's it.
Well, JD Comics fans, he could not be here tonight. He wishes you all well and hope you're all staying safe this holiday season, Halloween season. So, but he'll be back next week, bigger and better than ever, man. So we miss our old JD Comics. But man, how about you, Guru? Do you have many of the dark GAs, or is some of the horror stuff? Is that some of the things you try to look for when you're looking for books out there?
It is. I mean, only to a certain degree. Like I stay away from the EC stuff for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it like DS does the same. It's too common. You see it too often. It's not scarce enough, rare enough. So I try to do more of the off-the-cuff titles and harder to find Golden Age. I actually have some really good horror stuff I could probably show. If you guys want to go to Mike, I can come right back down.
Golden Age, yeah, man. Yeah,
I'll
Jeff, go find some good.
I'll grab a few raws. We can take a look at them. They're really cool.
We'll do some giveaways. Thanks, man. No, just kidding.
Yeah, okay, Hashtag giveaway Golden Age Gurus Grails.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Nice, man. You've had
I
just love your horrors.
Anything.
You got
any horror books? Period.
Look at this guy in the chat. We got some guy. Lion Den says golden men equal golden showers. Hey, we ain't this golden guy's crew don't cross the streams like that. Take that out.
No way.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'll put it back on the big thing so we can all do some good chatting. I'm kind of the same way. I love the Phantom Stranger stuff and Knights. I know you've talked to me about getting into the Spectre, Dr. Fate. It's kind of the dark GA of the DC universe, if you will. Of course, a lot of them they show up in the Justice League Dark from New 52, and then the current Rebirth. When you're reading Wonder Woman and Zatanna are still kind of leading the current Justice League Dark team, and you'll see these characters like Dr. Fate or freaking Phantom Stranger, Spectre, Blue Devil shows up. Detective Chimp, he likes getting a little mystical in the dark arts as well sometimes.
I'll show you one of my favorite horror artists, though. He's not a Golden Age, but is this guy.
Yeah, what was his name? Geiger.
H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, H.R. Geiger. Do you remember that playing that old computer game? I know you love the computer. Was it called, what was that computer game called? It was kind of like King's Quest, but it was like that style.
Oh.
Do you remember that old game? It was by Geiger. It had his artwork, and it was a phenomenal game. And it reminded me of like King's Quest, kind of a point and click, pick this thing up, take it to this thing. I'll have to look that up. We'll have to trade stories.
Pretty scary stuff in this guy's. I mean, it's too bad. I think he
died early on.
He died. And I'm not sure if you could still go there, but they had his house for a while. You could go there, and he had painted on the walls and stuff. And I heard it was pretty awesome. I got in trouble once in New York City because they had these really awesome chairs that he made, and I was in this gallery, and I was like touching them and stuff, and I got yelled at. So that's as close as
you don't mess with Geiger. And I want to say the game is from 1992 off the PC. It was called Dark Seed. Psychological horror point and click game. So if y'all find that out there on you have DOSBox or some of those emulators, try to download that old DOS game called Dark Seed, and you'll see a lot of that kick-ass Geiger artwork.
There he is with Salvador Dali.
Wow. And now some of that artwork looks really close to the classic Xenomorph.
Well, yeah, he designed the original Alien.
Yep. So people, a lot of folks may not know about Geiger, but God, one of the best. I know my buddy Dan had the card collection. They had a little trading card collection of a lot of Geiger artwork and stuff, which is definitely freaking cool.
There was a good documentary I saw a few years back about Geiger, Dark Star, and just sort of a look into his life, not just like about his art, but about him and the way he lives and the way he creates, and a really engaging movie about him and sort of the way he lives. My way I remember this movie is he lives in the dark, and it's like you can see that this stuff comes from his inner self, because even the way he lives, he has his place filled with stuff. It's very enclosed, it's very literally dark, and you can see that this is who he is inside. It's not just he's just some dude that does this art. That art is a part of who he is inside in his core, and you can see that in the documentary. It's a very, very interesting look into
I'll check that out. Cool.
It's almost like what he did, he just did for fun and from his core and soul of what he was, and it wasn't to be commercial, but it just caught on. People liked it, as opposed to some artists who specifically are trying to create commercially popular and beautiful works of art. One's not more or less than the other, but it's interesting that I don't think he would have cared if anybody liked it or not. You can just tell he was just doing what he liked.
Yeah. It's kind of like the two brothers out there. You collect your way, and some of these guys, they're going to draw the shit they want to draw.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure. How about you, Guru? Did you find some kick-ass horror stuff?
Yeah, I'll show you guys some stuff, some horror, and then maybe a couple, save some for through the month as well. But here's one you don't see too often. Crime Must Stop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Number one.
Dude, look at that lady. She got that pistol ready to go.
No red dress, green. That means she's not in distress, like you said. Look at her. She's got the gun. All right.
He's the one in control right there.
Hellman Publications.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, here's one that's considered the first horror comic, disputed or not.
Ooh.
I mean, you could see it. We've talked about it quite a bit here. You can really kind of see this kind of ghoulish creature coming out of a grave.
I love it.
That is awesome,
Don't
dude.
take my pearl necklace, even though I'm dead. And then this one is more of a. Here's one I don't see too often that I really like. I actually kind of think this is undervalued. I don't think this gets as much appreciation and love as it should.
Oh, that's a good one.
This book. I mean, classics. It's a skull cover. Faces coming out of it. I mean, it's got a candle on it. DS, I know you like covers with candles on it. Like the dynamic in the.
That's beautiful. That is in a 4mm archival sleeve, man. Is that
It
a
is. It's those top loaders that'll slice your comic in half.
I know. I love those, man. You put the golden ages in that with one of those fullbacks, and dude, you're on fire.
Yeah, this next one's a dark GA. Like, it's not horror, but it's intense. And I've looked for a long time for this book, and I haven't seen this book in a convention in a long, long, long time. And then all of a sudden, I found one at the con, and somebody got to it before I did, like right in front of me. I was like, oh, devastated. It's like, there I go again, still looking. Found a second copy at the same convention like an hour later. I couldn't believe it. And look at this book, man. This guy's getting blasted in the gut with this laser beam. Look at the ribs and the blood. I mean, it's just such a cool cover, such a cool book. Really tough. And
just short range, just wanted to make sure he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see it too often. I mean, the guy's just hanging there by chains, just completely getting obliterated in the gut.
Damn.
Yeah, that's real cool.
So it's just nice and dark.
Those Ace books, man, they're really tough sometimes.
Ace Publications, man. Get some good ones. So the others will save through the month, man.
Yeah, all right. Dang. I saw you with that extra stack. I was kidding. All right, you're going to show some more. But that's right, man. We got a lot more in store for this month of October here on the Golden Guys. Look at old Drew Manchu. He's in the chat. He says, this episode is classic. I think I'm always on some of these Friday night people on the Comic Cars. Like, y'all need to get some Golden Age, man. Just get anything that's gold, because gold rhymes with Knights of Old. I'm losing my steam here.
I got the rack if you want to do that.
Yeah. Let's go into the spinner rack. DS, did you have any other stuff you wanted to talk about with the horror stuff?
I mean, I could show a few more PCH books if y'all want to see them quick.
Let's see him real quick, Knights. Yeah. While Knights gets the spinner rack ready to go, We're gonna see
All right.
what DS has to show.
So these would be traditional PCH. So from the 50s. Mr. Mystery 18. Took me years to find a good copy of this.
Oh God, now that is freaking.
Gruesome as they come.
Mm-hmm.
Heads
Nope.
boiling there in the cauldron.
That's
You got a
stupid.
decapitated one, freshly chopped on the floor. I mean, I
Freshly
can imagine, you really almost can't blame Frederick Wortham. You know what I mean? Because if your kids have this, you would not let them keep it.
Mhm.
So yeah, this
Nice
is
nice black in the background over the red title there. Looks really good there. Good
Yeah, but
colors.
it's like semi-black cover. It took me a long time to find this, and I finally got a nice 5.0 copy. One of the best witch covers in PCH. I love the colors. They're subdued, but they're sort of striking with like the pewter and then the red. Beware Terror Tales.
Oh, that's a nice book, man.
Number 8. This is the last issue of the title, and mostly you see these witches where they're gonna cook somebody. It's pre-cooking. This is post-cooking. So
Mhm.
yeah, just I love the colors on this, and really well drawn too. And it's gruesome. There's no humor element to this one. This is just straight out horrific.
Dude, that is horrific. You know what else is horrific? Turn that comic book around. Oh, what kind of, you got a sticker on the back there? Those bastards. Comically, you know, I hate those Comic Link stickers on the back.
Here's one I bought raw. So the deal on this was on eBay. I bid on it on the auction. I came in under. I was a second bidder. I lost it. Then the guy relisted it, and I hit him up, and I was like, "What happened?" Because sometimes that means there's something screwy. And he said, "Well, the guy couldn't pay, so I'm just relisting it."
Sure.
I checked him out. He seemed legit. 100% feedback. I talked to him a little bit. I was comfortable with it, so I went ahead and bid on it. And without that other guy bidding this time, I won it for basically what my first bid was. This was really hard to find book for PCH. Fantastic Fears number 6.
Whoa.
I mean, I don't know what you can say about this.
God, that's creepy as hell.
It's just bizarre. This has a paper cutter panel in it. There's a maintenance guy sort of working in an office that gets picked on. He finally snaps, and he takes the office workers, particularly one lady that works in the office, puts her head in the paper cutter and chops it off and just snaps on everybody. So that's kind of a prolific PCH panel story that's in this book. But I don't know. With the pink background, it's bizarre.
And it's a Fawcett publication. That's one of my favorite companies back in that era.
Yeah, it's a Feral.
Feral. God,
yeah, Feral.
I'm losing my vision.
I'm not really into the Ajax Feral stuff mostly because they have sort of a light cartoon humor element to a lot of their horror that it's good. I get it, but it's not like my type. This one doesn't seem to have. It's one of the few that I really, really cherish. I like that one that Jeff showed also. That's a Feral book as well. The Skull one. I like that. Never had a copy. And then this is one of the best PCH I have. Weird Mysteries 5.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, the brain, taking the brain out of the cranium there.
Yeah, and this was a pickup at Baltimore last year, and this was the only book I bought.
Is that the Baltimore where I saw you at?
Yeah, that was the Baltimore.
Damn, I remember that one, dude. You had
This was my only pickup from the con. Was well worth it. I mean, I had a decent budget, and I spent pretty much all of it on this. Well worth it, and just one of the top PCH books in a really nice grade and just a beautiful copy. Gruesome as it gets, right there. So. Yeah, that's just some traditional PCH for you there that I really like in my collection.
Dude, that's freaking awesome, man. I do love some of that action, man. That's so freaking cool. That's from the old school. What do you think, Jeff?
That Weird Mysteries is top notch, man. That's a great book. That run's got a few great books in it, and that decapitation one with the bony, skinny dude in the cauldron. I mean, it's one of those books covers you just got to keep looking at it, and you start to see more and more horror in it. You see all the heads, you see the people behind the boiling pot, the head on the ground.
It's creepy as hell.
Yeah, I mean, this probably has the most decapitated heads on any cover. It's got 8 on the wall, 1 in his hand, 2 in the pot, and 1 on the floor. And 2 in the background that are about to lose their heads.
And a partridge in a pear tree, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's got it all, and it's just I looked for this for a long time. And Weird Mysteries does have some cool ones. That's the only one I currently have. I had a Weird Mysteries 4, the skull with the knife through it and the ant with the human head on it coming out. I had a 2.5 of that. It was a tough decision, but I moved it because I want a better copy, because when I really like a book, I want a decent copy these days, and I don't care how long I have to wait, and it's the challenge and the search, and that's fine. And having the lower grade for me, I don't like playing the upgrade game. It saps my motivation to go after the bigger book, because if I have the 2.5, I won't spend on a bigger one because, well, I technically already have it, but now I don't have it. It's like, that part in Red October when Sean Connery explains that when Cortez reached the New World, he burned his ships, so his men were well motivated. Sort of like me. I got rid of the 2.5, burned my ships. Forward is the only way now. So now I'm after it. So anyway, Weird Mysteries 4 is back on my list after I got rid of the 2.5.
Dude, freaking awesome, man. Well, the thing I like about it is, you start with the low grades, but then you kind of work your way up into some of those mid grades and higher grades. And, you always trade up and you always have a good plan on getting those Golden Age books.
Yeah. And, it's sort of a progression that a lot of collectors follow, and myself included. You start out with, and there's nothing wrong with any of this. This is just maybe the progression that I've followed. But at first, it's like low grade is better than no grade. You just want the books. You just want to dive in and immerse yourself with whatever you can find and surround yourself with, and you just love it. And you sort of figure out what you like most and what you like less. And after a while, it's not that your standards go up, but it's not low grade is better than no grade anymore for me. I would rather have fewer books and wait and search and get a better grade. I don't need a high grade. I just want a nice copy, a really nice copy. It doesn't, 5.0, 4.5, something like that. There's nothing wrong with the lower grades, but for me, I just progressed where I'm fine waiting and not having it for years if need be. And maybe that'll be the only book I'll buy at a con sometime. It's just slow and steady, and it's adding books that for me are high quality and just not messing with the rest for the most part. That's just the progression I've sort of followed over the last 5 years. And I know a lot of collectors follow that same progression, but you need to dive in and just experience it all. And then you start to weed yourself out as to what you really like. And then I go after it in sort of like what's for me is Grail level condition type book. So that's how I do it these days. And that's why I sold the 2.5.
That's freaking awesome. Let me check this one comment, and then we got a question from Mass Marvel in the chat. We got this guy. This guy's, man, you're pulling at my heartstrings here, Anthony. 1930s E.C. Seeger's Popeye strip had horror elements when the Sea Hag, Alice the Goon, and Tor the Giant appeared. Man, that's right, dude. E.C. Seeger, that goon, Alice the Goon, just creepy as all get out. But she did become a real nice babysitter for Sweet Pea. And here's the question from Mass Marvel. Mass Marvel, by the way, always love Mass Marvel. He's like, Rob, your book is on eBay. I got the book, and it was that Wiz Comics #2. I'll never forget Mass Marvel in the house, man, telling me about that Grail. So thank you so much, Mass Marvel. But he wants to know, what do you guys think is overlooked, undervalued Golden Age title or company? I'm going to ask Golden Age Guru this. What do you think is the overlooked, undervalued Golden Age title or company?
If you're going to go on a bigger scale without getting too small and obscure, I say with the quality publication stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say kind of look in that direction. Dollman covers are actually really cool. I know it sounds hokey, but the artwork's great. The stories are good. The art inside is good. National Comics is a quality publications. You got Police Comics. You got Modern Comics. You got Black Hawk Comics. There's a lot of cool stuff to still, at some point start out. You could start off at a very rudimentary level, very low on those. Still get some cool books that have room to appreciate and grow in time. Bub's Comics just mentioned Avon's. Avon's are great. That's a great variety of titles. They're not the easiest to get, especially if you're trying to stay within a certain budget, because they can get really pricey really quickly, and not the easiest books to always find. But you cannot love Avon's. But yeah, quality, man. Check out that publication. Fox Feature Syndicate. I love Fox, but they're getting really expensive. There you go. You got some Smash and Crack comics. So
Smash and Crack comics, man. To the best. DS, how about you? What do you have that you think's overlooked, undervalued Golden Age title or company?
I don't know. We're talking about PCH. I would say Standard Publications has some good PCH that's still undervalued, and a lot of times it's because people just haven't seen it. It doesn't come to market that often, and when you do see it, the condition is low all the time, low on standard stuff. So Standard is a good company. They have some nice titles and some good stuff in PCH that's still relatively affordable, except for a couple of the major keys. But that stuff sort of starts to pick up. So yeah, I think Standard is a good one. I like Quality. I agree with Jeff. It's undervalued. This book only cost me. I bought this at a con, so I paid a con price, and it was like $200. I mean, this book's from 1939. Yeah, it's low grade, but I mean, for $200 for a 1939 book, that's bad.
Cover looks great.
Yeah, that's cool. This is a Quality book. I got this one for, I don't know, I bought it on eBay from somebody for like $150. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, Quality is good. For interior stuff, there's Timely is known for its weirdo, just off the wall, crazy, insane, awesome interior splash pages. Those are great. I think some of the novelty books and some of the Ace books. Now Ace gets pricey, but if it's a top-notch cover, but the Ace and the novelties inside have some really awesome interior splash pages and art. And they're usually overlooked because most of the time, the covers are less than spectacular. So I think Novelty and Ace are two to look at outside of the major Grail cover books. They have super interior stuff. A lot of it has LD Cole interior stuff, and which I'm drawn to, obviously. But so there's a couple things.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. Let me reiterate what DS and Golden Age Guru was saying, man. Quality comics, you can't go wrong with some good quality because they're quality. You might find some good deals, good prices. I was looking at National Comics #1 on Heritage to see if anyone had to make an offer, and they did, but I couldn't decide at that time if I wanted to make an offer or not. But they had this nice 8.0 National Comics one on there, and I think the offer was around like mid 5,000s or something, and I was like, that's nice. I didn't make the offer, but I like Quality. This is the only Quality comic book I have is the Police Comics #1, 5.5. But I like the Quality, man. I know y'all like the Quality. You like the Plastic Man, Human Bomb. I know Michael loves his Phantom Lady. Hell, Michael loves all the ladies. Michael, let me ask you the same question, man. What do you think about Mass Marvel here? What do you guys think that it's overlooked, undervalued Golden Age title?
No, it's hard to imagine anything being cheap nowadays because I feel like a lot of people are hesitant. They've seen so many things that used to be cheap kind of skyrocket that they're almost trying to like go for it, present their cheap, what they might have thought as cheap as expensive now, just to see how much they can get out of it, because you never know. So I don't know. I would for me, I would go for maybe some types of defects towards the early 50s books. Like maybe, since ECs are like plentiful, perhaps you could get a restored or a green label.
Yeah.
For cheap.
I'm all about finding like restored and the green label myself. And I know you got some nice ones too, man.
Bargains are tough. It seems really tough these days.
It seems like all the freaking prices are growing up, man. Wouldn't you say, Golden Age Guru, that like the prices for Golden Age just seem to just keep going up and up? I think they watch this show too much.
First off, if you're gonna have a quality comic, having Police Comics 1 is not something
it's good
to,
quality,
like,
right?
struggle with. I don't even know what to say. Comics of all genres, of all time. Well, I can't say of all genres, but of all time frames are so freaking hot. It's unbelievable to me in the way the world is right now. During pandemic, during all the issues that globally we're having with with dealing with that. Apparently people aren't having jobs or money yet. I don't know how or what's going on, but comics have grown more, I feel, this year than it did last year. And I don't quite understand that. I don't need to understand it, to be honest, at this point. I'm just going to acknowledge it, accept it. And I don't want to poo-poo any time frame because there's really no point to do it. They all have their own value for every collector at some point in their life. When I was collecting off the shelf, that was my modern, okay, and it still had value, and it progressed and brought me to the point I am now with comics, because that's exactly what it is. It's just a progression through time. The longer you stay in comics, the further back you're going to probably go into the collectible. Okay, I can almost guarantee that for you, and which is a good thing. I promise you that. But again, real quick on the horror or just undervalued and things to get into. You can still try to get into war stuff. We've talked about it. Just war books in general. If you want to go with the genre, war books. I don't even want to say westerns unless they're really drawn westerns. If you really want to take a flyer like way deep, maybe some Manili westerns you could probably do, but whatever's drawn, no photo cover westerns, unless it's like Rifleman, which Rifleman I'm talking about.
That big old wood.
Yeah, or the Stanley Black Rider, and that's about it in my book.
Yeah.
For that. So anyways, I already forgot the question on it, but
I just think you can get some pulps.
Yeah.
Like if you get it not on eBay, but just other places, you could probably still find some deals, especially, if this continues with more people getting into the hobby or bucks entering the hobby. I would guess that in 5 years, some of the pulps you could buy now would be more expensive in 5 years. So
I think so too. And if you're looking for some pulps, like Michael said, don't always check eBay. If you have some like some old school like antique stores, old timey bookstores, just really go in there, rummage through some of their stuff, see what you can find. I know the Seawood 19, he's always getting some good deals out there on those antique stores and antique malls that his mom and dad work at one of those, and they have their own like booth there. And then there's other sellers that he looks for some cool stuff like that. But what do you think, DS? I know you got something to show, man. I see some good stuff, man. You got a book there with you?
No, but I want to show 3 books that sort of relate to what we're talking about.
Sure thing.
Westerns. I've been really looking into Westerns, and I haven't pulled the trigger. Well, that's not true. Let me just say I've been looking at Westerns ever since we talked about it on this show a few months ago. And I started to look into them, and I just stepped back, and I'm like, let me just look at them as works of art and not as like Westerns, because nobody wants to buy Westerns. But let me just see if it's a work of art that looks cool. And I started to look at them. I picked up a Straight Arrow 3 Frazetta, a nice high grade. That's a Western, but it's also Frazetta, so that made it easy for me to step in. Then I picked up Straight Arrow 22, which is the other Frazetta in that run. So I have 2 Westerns technically. They're both, for me, they're Frazettas and not Westerns. But I've been looking at them. This one, I'd be curious what you guys think about it as well. But this is of Sid Shore's Atlas book. It says Marvel comic on it. It's from 1949. And this is something I've been looking at, and I think it's a really good work of art for Westerns. Mm-hmm. There's nothing crazy about it. It's a, guy on a horse, Yahoo, Satan, onward. But it's just drawn. I like the trade dress. I like the yellow background.
Oh yeah.
I just think this cover is cool as hell.
I've had my eye on that, and it's tough to find a good one.
Yeah. So Westerns is something to look at. There's a lot of good art in it, and then. For quality, there was another one I want to talk about. Ken Shannon. There's only 2 I like, and it's a short run. But Ken Shannon has a couple covers that I think are legit, and they don't seem to go for much, and it's like nobody really wants them yet. But here's number 3.
Yeah.
Cover.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a crime book, but it ventures into sort of the supernatural. So it's like a crime supernatural type thing. But a really cool zombie cover, and as you zoom in and see the background, it's very intricately drawn, and there's really a lot to this cover, and it's creepy and it's really cool, and it's just whenever you see it, it's cheap. So I'll pick up a nice copy if I see one maybe. And then the other one, my favorite from the Ken Shannon run, which I'm still looking for a nice copy. Again, affordable for what I think it is. It's just got such a cool noir horror feel to it. And this is number 6.
That does look good. I love how that guy, the guy's got the cool hat. He's got that Barnabas Collins Dark Shadows style coat on. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a purple cover, and it's it's got the house in the background. It's just very well drawn. I think it's a Reed Crandall. He did a lot for quality. This is a really cool work of art. If I can find one of these in a nice shape, I will pull the trigger. And it's these are surprisingly tough to find. Honestly, these two Ken Shannon covers. The other one's easier than this one. This seems to be much tougher to find. But yeah, those are super cool, and they're not like in your face like horror, like pulling a brain out of a guy that's sitting in a bath of acid like Weird Mysteries 5. But
Yeah.
they're evocative. They have that creepy vibe, and they're very well drawn, and they're serious. So yeah, I mean those are Ken Shannon's quality. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Not all of it is super expensive.
Yeah, I think if y'all see any Harvey Dick Tracy's, let Bubs Comics know, and he'll try to get some deals. Hey, Knights of Old, let's go back in time, man, on the old spinner rack here. Do you know how to control this stuff?
Well, you should somehow be able to.
You got it. Looks good on there.
All right. Well, and I just want to, I think that's a great point, DS, in that if you just look through, the photo journals or whatever, and look at any book that catches your eye, and if it's like really great artistically, sometimes you can get that stuff cheap. It's just not in the forefront, because it's just not one of those hot books or whatever, but it might just be awesome looking, and then you like it at least. So
it may be something you've never seen before, but the cover appeals to you, and man, make it be a part of your collection, and you can tell other people about it, and maybe you can get them into it too.
I've got books like that just because of that, and then later on they've caught on, and probably you did that, with the Cole stuff. You just liked it. And then, now it's like this massive Grail thing.
Yeah, I mean, I started liking it when I got into PCH like 5 years ago, which was right when everybody started liking it. That was just the timing of me getting in the golden age. So that made it a little tough for me, but I had a year and a half or so before it really exploded. But a good rule of thumb, if you're buying for value, you put money into these books, they're investments, you want your value in them. It's not a GPA genre. You're not going to go on GPA and find what's the last 9.2 white pager that sold. It's not like that in the golden age. A good rule of thumb is just, other than just being aware of what similar type books go for in the market, if you think something is badass, most likely other people are going to think it's badass. Now, if you think it's badass and nobody wants it, it might just be because other people haven't caught on to it yet. But badass is badass, and if you like it, it's likely that other people also like it. So sometimes it's worth taking a flyer on something that's just super dope that nobody else is looking at yet, but maybe they probably will, because if you think it's awesome, probably other people will too, and maybe it just hasn't caught on yet.
And that
quick example of my collection with that werewolf and Captain Triumph on the cover. That thing is awesome, and I think there's other people probably will think it's awesome. And right now it's cheap, but it's super hard to find. So I'm holding it. I like it. I think it's a good investment. So
I tried to tell them all back in 2013 when I was completing that Fantastic Four run. I said, y'all need to hop on this. And now looking at them all, man, they hopping on that FF. I always told them the first family of comics, man, one of the best, world's greatest comic.
There's those guys on Instagram who were long-term collectors from way back, and they will show those freaking like 15 copies of Catman 28 or whatever.
Yeah.
But they bought them when they just thought it was like the coolest cover ever, and they were cheap back then, but they just loved them. So now, so maybe,
the internet accelerates what people get exposed to. You don't have to wait decades for people to finally figure out books in existence, until the Gerber guides came around, and there was like a first sort of renaissance where people could find stuff they may never seen. Now, anybody who jumps into the hobby today can go on internet and see every book that was ever made. And they're all out there with the internet too, because you don't have to pay up for them, but you've got 3 major auction sites. You've got eBay, which I know people bash on eBay, but I mean, there's a ton of awesome books on eBay in this last few years. And cons are major events. You find almost anything from the golden age in like dark GA, other than like Challenger 2 or R Flag 5, you can find. You know what I mean? There's most of it's out there. It just might take a year or two. But yeah, I mean, this stuff it's so volatile, and people can find everything on the internet to know it exists. It's tough to find stuff that flies under the radar. So just use your gut and some experience and wing it and take a flyer on stuff, and you can get some cool stuff.
Yeah, I've been ahead on quite a few books, and to the point where I just got tired of waiting and sold them, and only to see them come around, not too much longer later. A great example is Detective Comics 27. I was telling people Batman was the man for many, many years. And Action 1, same thing, Superman. Guys, get on the train. No, like Perfect Crime 23, okay? It's a great cover. I don't have one in front of me right now. All right, that one right there. Boom. All right. I was on the train for that book. No one was talking about it. I probably had 4 or 5 copies. I couldn't sell them to save my freaking life. Okay. And then I sold a couple, and I was just down to my personal. And I think a couple years later, they're like ridiculous numbers on that book. Like, what is the value of that one? I'll give you an example. I couldn't get rid of mine for like $100, and it would be like a 4.
I'll tell you, if I was going to sell this, my ask on it would probably be, I don't know, probably 3,800.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I didn't know all I did was see that on eBay once. I saw it on eBay once, fell in love with it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get a few of these because there's no reason this book shouldn't be like more sought after. Mm-hmm. And I held on to it for like 3 years, and I couldn't sell it for like $150, $200, and like 4 O's, 5 O's. Eventually, they sold, and then like a couple years later, they spiked. Amazing.
Yeah, how I got listen to this story. I'm not gonna tell you who I dealt with, but some of you may know where that book originated from. But I had 2 of my earliest Golden Age Grails that I picked up. One was, they were both Ditko covers, and they were both from the title The Thing. And one was Thing 12, which is the first ever Ditko cover on a comic book, and the other was 15 with the Worm. Trashing the city, and Ditko wrote his signature on the little billboard on top of the building. You guys might know what I'm talking about. I picked those up early in my PCH sort of career, so I didn't pay a whole lot for them. But at the time, I overpaid for them because I really wanted them, and I was working on a run, which ultimately finished the run of that, and then I completed that challenge, so I sold them all. But I had those 2 left. I traded those for that Perfect Crime plus cash. So I got some cash and that Perfect Crime for those 2 PCH books, which I was planning on selling anyway. Value-wise, tough to figure out what's the values on those packages that we sort of did the trade with. But I was happy to get a new book that's really scarce, moved 2 books that I was sort of done with, got some cash also to work with. That's how I got that Perfect Crime book. And it's
Taco Bell money too.
The highest graded is a 7. Then there's a 6.5, and then there's my 6. And there's only like 7 on the census. And I have a 3rd highest, and the highest is a 7. And it's just such a cool book. I think it was a good trade. I don't know, value-wise, was it? Maybe not. It might be even. Who knows? I don't really care. I think it was decent. But book-wise, I got rid of 2 books I was done with and got a super cool, super rare, awesome book, plus a little bit of cash to work with. So that's how I got that book. You can wheel and deal in Golden Age. It's not all about values. Sometimes you find the right collector that has a book, and you have a book. You can work out good trades and stuff too. And I'm not a big trade guy. That's one of only a few trades I made, because usually people that want to do trades, they want you to give them everything, and they want to give you nothing in return. It's like borderline scammy, and I just don't even mess with it anymore. People are like, I'll put something up for sale, and they're like, open the trades. I'll just say no, because I already been down that road. I know how it goes 99% of the time. But that time it worked out. It was with somebody that's different to work with, not your typical sort of Instagram seller.
Well, the old Baltimore Comic-Con is coming up, and it's going to be one of those live events, in the good old the folks behind Mainframe Comic-Con are going to be helping Baltimore Comic-Con out. So it's going to be called BaltimoreComicConLive.com. And the great, y'all seen him here before on the Golden Guys, the great Anthony Snyder is going to be taking us behind the Golden Age curtain, and he's going to be selling some books online. And your good old host with the most is going to be there to give you some cheer, and maybe even I'll buy you a beer if it'll make you buy some more things from his store. So tune on in to the Comic Core for more news on that when it comes about. But let's go back in time and let Michael lead
Good.
the way.
1939.
Oh, hell, it's me. Sorry.
A little time machine to visit the old newsstand. Try
Gotta
to
love
get your
the Sandman, dude. Putting him to sleep, helping out the old Justice Society when he can.
I'm not sure what's going on here. It's almost like he's robbing that guy.
I know, right? he put that dude to sleep and he's taking his shit.
He's probably a bookie or something and deserves it, is my guess.
But he looks like he's caught red-handed there.
Yeah.
And let's see. This is a great Everett, early Amazing Man. Showing that. I think this is number, what is it, 7? Yeah.
It's a nice cover.
Oh, and one of my favorite Batmans ever.
Golden Age Guru told y'all to get on it. You could have had it, but y'all snooze, you lose.
There was, for a time, this book was less. And because everyone was going crazy about 31 and 29. But lately, it seems like there hasn't been too many of these up for sale. And the few times I tried, it was just went way too high.
Is that 33?
I don't think the cover is the greatest, but the inside, the first 2 pages are this. So
Oh, that's nice.
it's just 2 pages. But I mean, that is all you need to know about Batman, minus the Zeppelin, but origin right there. It's so great. I mean, they did reprint this in Batman #1, but it's kind of weird that it took them this is 33, so it took them a bunch of issues to get here. Well, six appearance.
Steranko did an homage to that 2014.
And I love that little picture down on the bottom right of Batman with the bats and all that. It's so great. This I would have to crack mine open for sure if I got this book. Here we go. You could also pick up this nice Lou Fine, one of my favorites. This one's just so freaking crazy. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's definitely one of the ones I like from him a lot. He also did, I think, another one this month. But here's the second Marvel book. This one's a great one. I got one of these.
Does that have any key aspect, first appearances, anything like that in it?
No. But there's some people say that they were going to put some kind of German marking on the planes there as if it was bombing America. And there's a story on the inside about a text story about the Angel, and he is fighting Germans. So if you go onto the boards, you can read about that.
First Marvel mystery comic, I guess. Before that.
Yeah, I mean, they did change the name. Yeah. And I like how the Angel doesn't have a mustache, but that's about it. And it's a great cover. And for a while, they weren't sure who drew the cover, and it was like a pen name and all this. But yeah, you could read about that online.
Who's the cover? Who did it?
It's a good one.
Mystery
comics
Comics.
on Marvel Mystery 2.
The name is like super long.
We don't really know who did it. Still, you're saying?
They did figure it out, but it's like, it's confusing because it's like, when I try to like talk about it, I'm like, all right, well, I see the name here, but is this the name that they thought it was, or is this the name of the guy who they figured it out was? So I figured I just wouldn't even bother with it, but look what that did to me. Lou Fine. This is a pretty, I always like this cover. I mean, this would be something that's cheap, right? Maybe not well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you could get an amazing copy of this for like probably $500, maybe. It's not really anything.
It's like Guru said, like try to find some of these awesome war covers and war titles, man. You get some good stories in there. Or if you're a slabbing kind of guy like my main man, TJ the Slab Dragon, find it in slab form.
Yeah, I've never seen that Sky Blazers book ever.
I don't think so. That's a cool book.
Oh, that's a classic cover right there. Infinity cover.
Infinity covers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a cool, timely. I'm not really crazy about this Schomburg cover, but the inside is cool. It's the
You don't like that weird tank that has those damn like bathroom looking plungers on the top?
Namor's best when he's not using any technology or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if it was some Atlantean,
Man, Atlantean technology, man. They got to work
but
on that.
this is not. Yeah. And those minions, I mean, those guys aren't Atlanteans. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
The story was this: they cranked a bunch of timely guys cranked out the interior of this. It was another battle between these guys, and they cranked it out in like a weekend. And there's like people sleeping in the bathtubs and all this. It's pretty cool if you read about that. And you know, it was the second fight, which this one was the kind of the second book that had the fight, but it's kind of the centerpiece. Because in 8 they started the fight and then it continued on to this one. But 8 doesn't have a cover of them fighting. So this is kind of your first real crossover book.
On Timely Collectors, that would be one of the best.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Wait, number 8 is the first.
I'll get that.
Number 8 is the first crossover, right? Not 9.
Yeah.
Number 8 is right.
Yeah, number 8. But it's, I mean, the majority of the fighting happens here. So in number 8, if I'm remembering correctly, there's 2 stories, and at the end they like fight or something. But this one is one big continuous story.
Kind of like Hulk 180, you know, you get Wolverine on the last page, but 181, the shit gets real, you know.
Kind of, yeah.
Torch and Namor.
Then we got, this is a cool one, 1941 now.
Mm-hmm.
Poor little guy tied up in the back there.
It's a cool Shield Wizard.
Yeah. Number 1, V-Man. Or no, not V-Man. Yeah, V-Man. I was like, wait. And you got the backwards swastikas on that.
Who's the publisher on that one?
I believe, you know, I want to say Fox, but I'm not entirely sure. It says FP there. Yeah, probably Fox.
NYC in the house. He's a gold.
Yeah, well, maybe if I could own any Fox books, I'd recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get my hands on a Fox book because they're few and far between and they're pricey. So one day.
It'll happen.
Yeah, it will eventually.
Oh, there's another classic cover.
Pretty neat, pretty decent Penguin cover. I'm not sure. Is this like probably his second one or first cover? I'm not sure. Early.
I can't remember. I just always remember the classic where they're pulling back the page, kind of like
Yeah, I
that.
like that.
That's Penguin running through the book.
Let's see. His first cover appearance was Action 67, I think.
Hmm.
I believe, when he's riding the ostrich.
Penguin's
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I love this one. This is great.
Yeah, that one's cool.
It's like the Captain Nazi. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know who that character is, but he's got the shield just like Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Tech 67. I think I said Action, by the way. Tech
Yeah.
67.
And you got the portrait of Hitler behind him, too.
I feel like I've seen one of these for sale recently.
It would be cool if Penguin did show up in action. He'd get his ass whipped by Superman.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, little Nazi wannabe guy there. Ooh, look at the Batmobile.
Is this might be the first Batmobile on the cover? I'm not sure.
I think so. I see Comic Books NYC is in the chat, and I think
He loves the Batman gold.
Yeah, and he has a nice copy of this, I think. So maybe he can tell us in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a cool cover. That car is so awesome looking.
Yeah, I like that cover a lot.
Yeah,
That cover is awesome. Here's you know, it's funny because this is 1943, so you could be what? You could be 15 or 16 and possibly get drafted still and fight in World War II. when this came out.
There it is. Comic Books NYC says first Batmobile on the cover, Batman 20. Yep, that's the one, man. That
Nice.
freaking classic cover, man. First Batmobile on the cover.
First Batmobile I remember seeing was from the TV show. Not
yeah,
as cool as
me too,
this one.
Yeah.
And we got 1943 great Schomburg one.
Mm-hmm.
And you might be able to score this for cheaper and under the radar ish a little bit, maybe, because
Cheaper than 12, that's for sure.
yeah, because a lot of people will go after the big cheap and then to this.
Well, and it seems like the ones with just the Japanese on it seem to be cheaper than the ones that have the Nazis on it. And I never understand why the disparity in value. I don't know. I feel like either one of those is equally good on a World War II cover, but it seems like the Nazi covers go for way more. And I'm thinking maybe down the road the Japanese themed covers will pick up in value to match that, or at least come closer, because they seem like a big disparity between the two. It doesn't seem fair to me for the theme. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing. I mean, sometimes I don't like them because it's a little bit too racist, but that doesn't stop me from getting them if I can get them a good price. But I was once in this World War II memorabilia shop, like antique shop, and we were talking about all this stuff, and he was telling me that there's actually a lot of he exports a lot of the Japanese like caricature, art from like, he didn't really do in comic books, but there's a lot of magazines and posters and other stuff that has the these caricatures of the Japanese.
The big teeth and the eyes and stuff, and
they sell a lot to Asian countries.
Mm-hmm.
So
they like that Americana. It's just, they love that. They love that American stuff. They like that John Wayne. They like all that the pop culture of America. It's really big in their culture. I mean, if y'all have ever seen that show on Amazon called Man in the High Castle, there's a guy that has a little Americana shop, and then a lot of the Japan folks shop in there, because that's one of those alternate reality stories where the Germans won the war and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, would we be interested in buying something like German comic or something that depicted Americans looking really whatever?
Yeah, you never know, yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
This is an interesting Planet one.
Mm-hmm.
I like the kind of seahorse looking regular horse, I guess.
Yeah, a seahorse on land, it looks like.
Prototype of a tauntaun.
yeah.
Claire Moe, I wonder did the artwork.
One. This I think I always felt this was a little overvalued in my opinion, but it is cool. It's just, I always was surprised at how much money it could command.
I like it from like a dark GA standpoint. I think it's just got such a cool look on this cover. I really dig it, so I get it. But in the world of timelies, I could see where timely collectors might think it's a little overvalued. But I think maybe that's because guys like me who are not timely collectors would have this on their list. I would pick this up on if I found a nice copy at a good price. I'd be very happy to own this just because of the art, and whether or not it's a good timely, I wouldn't care because I think it's awesome. So maybe that's what drives the price. There's a little extra non-timely collector aspect to it, maybe. I don't know.
I could see that because like Mask One and the Chamber of Chills, with the glass, those really appeal to me, and I'm not really, that kind of collector for that genre, but I would totally pick those up too. So yeah, it's probably the cross genre thing that makes it huge.
Just an
Have you had
opinion.
Golden Guru?
Two of these in my personal. This is like just gonna cross over to all people. I mean, it's just a striking cover in general. Like, you don't have to like war, or you don't have to be offended by racist covers, or have to deal with the violence of World War II. This is just a dragon-looking creature the hero. It's a great, just strong image. Submariner, popular. Just a really cool book, and I think it just crosses over to a lot of other people for sure.
Yeah,
So you have 2 of these in your personal collection?
What's that?
You got
2,
two?
yeah.
Oh,
I got
man.
2 of these.
That's
Right
awesome, dude.
Spike, because for me, I bought them off market. One popped up and another popped up, and I made sure to grab them before any recorded sales are going to happen anytime soon.
Mhm.
And so I got into them like 3 years ago or something, like right in the precipice or cusp of it before something got recorded.
Yeah.
And it just happened. Got lucky. You like look, you never see it. Then one pops up, and then all of a sudden a second, you're like, what? 2?
Yeah, there was a 7.5 of this recently that the seller had priced at like 9,800 or best offer for a 7.5, and I was going to make an offer on that. I was really seriously considering making an offer on that and trying to get it because I felt like even at that price, it was a deal, and I was thinking, well, can I make this work? What's a good price? And then the listing went down, and I was like, damn it, somebody grabbed it.
Mhm.
They didn't. He relisted it at like 13,000.
Mm.
So now I'm not making an offer on it. But I feel like 7.5 of this, if you could get it for like 8,500, I feel like that's a good deal on this book at a 7.5. Now, is it? I don't know, but I feel in my gut, like my gut's telling me 8,500 for a 7.5 of this is a good price to get in on that. But now it's 13 or best offer. I'm not messing with that. I'm not trying to pay 10 grand or more for this book. And he probably, best offer for that probably means 12.5. You know what I mean? I'm not messing with it. But anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if someone bought it. Is it the same seller?
Same seller. It's on eBay. It's probably still on eBay. You can probably find it. I'll look while we're talking. But
I just wondered if someone bought it and then immediately put it up for
Trying a little flip.
yeah, what number is it again? Like number 8 or something?
11.
11. Yeah, 11. Let me see if he still has it on here.
Then this is a pretty sneaky cover that I overlooked for a while. And even when I was looking at it today, I was like, I wasn't sure what was going on. But yeah, it's pretty sinister. It's like, and this, I believe, came out, after the bombs. So it's like kids are going to learn electronics or science to, because it's like the Japanese are in that little test tube thingy, and that's their like eye as the eye of God looking down on them and using science to blow them up.
It's a Schomburg cover too, isn't it?
I thought it was.
I don't know. I want to say it was a Schomburg cover, but I'm gonna have to double check
I
that.
saw one of these recently, and I almost pulled the trigger on it, but it's like the cool part is only the bottom third of that cover, and the rest of it's cool, but it doesn't justify me buying it.
But it's all connected.
Huh?
And I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no, I know, I get it, and it's cool, but I was gonna buy it just for like a third of the cover, and the rest of it is cool and goes with it, but I didn't. But it's a tough one to find. You don't see that one very often. It's definitely cool.
Yeah.
I try to be very picky these days, and I try to be very choosy and very patient and very picky. So I pass on a lot of stuff these days, but some stuff gets close, and this one got close. But I didn't pull trigger on it.
Well,
I
might
love
even
that
maybe more than that one.
Yeah, dude, that's cool.
Atom Bomb. So, Atom Bomb crazy after that.
Yeah.
Another wacky air ace from the next year, from 1946.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cool cover. I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but interesting. Atom Bomb. And we got some holiday covers here.
Little Thanksgiving action.
And a Halloween.
A Halloween one. Jay Garrick, that's Mr. Gretzky's favorite Flash out there in the chat.
Were those the Three Stooges or something? On the...
They look they're very similar. Got a little Moe and a Larry and
yeah, Larry action.
Little weird red-haired shimp going. I don't know.
I like the witches and the stuff in the background. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I always
There
like
she
this.
is. Damn, what a cool cover. Little seahorse action, boy. She's just like Little Mermaid.
That's not a very expensive book.
Mary Marvel.
I don't know what the hell is going on with this.
Nice naked dinosaur creature. The girl's covering up the external extremities there.
Yeah, I think that's a Graham Ingalls cover, isn't it?
I mean, she's got some kind of gun in her hand. I mean, it looks like he's just getting
Very cool gun. Yeah.
Oh, there's another good one. Look at that fun one. That's a good cartoony. It looks like they just dropped him off into Toontown, to quote the old Roger Rabbit there.
Kind of it's like a precursor to Cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool robot in the background too.
Yeah. Kind of like a Pee Wee Herman style.
I know. Look how Freddie Freeman. Look how little Junior is on his like tiptoes and all. A little feminine there, kind of like Pee Wee would be looking at that bike. That classic Big Adventure.
Well, he's got PTSD from the war, so the backfire from that bike just kind of freaked him out.
Yep.
You guys
only JD was here. He loves those jungle ones.
You guys were showing the burning ones last time, so
yeah,
we're gonna bring this one.
How about this one, Guru? Would you give him Tomb number 1?
Yeah, I'm supposed to. I have a Tomb 1 white pager that he bought, so I got to get it to him.
Damn.
I saw him in off-white white, and then I got a white in, so I'm gonna trade it out. So
little dark GA.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, a little Klansman. Freddie's got to come to the rescue there.
That is one of my favorite Master Comics issues right there, though.
You like that one, DS?
Yeah, I mean, as far as this,
is that Tom Nix there? I think that's Tom Nix, a classic old Western guy back in the black and white era.
Oh yeah,
it's got a graveyard. It's got a hooded villain. It's it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Little bat there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, there you go. Girl number 5.
The ladies. Bubs Comics is here. There's your light GA, the headlight GA.
There was something about number 5 too. I'm trying to remember. Was it the first EC comic? Moon Girl number 5.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I guess
something special about number 5. I want to say that's what it is, but double check.
I thought this was some good artwork on this. It was ambitious cover,
Mm-hmm. A lot of little critters in the jungle.
Looks like
she's doing good. I'm thinking she's one with the jungle, and the jungle's one with her.
Moon Girl 5, EC's first horror story is in that book.
There you go, Guru. First horror story.
Zombie Terror is a story in that book. First EC horror story.
Yeah, I'm sure that book is not cheap if you find one.
Man, Bubs Comics, man.
It sold. It had a sale that was so crazy obnoxious. All right, that it came out of nowhere. It was like at the time something like, I don't know. I'm not gonna just pull this out of my butt, but it was. I'll just roll with it, guys, because it was like a 4.0 or 5.0 or something like that sold for like $5,000. It was just unheard of for that book. But it never matched that number again. I think people tried to, but couldn't. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't sell for as much as you'd like it to think it does, especially if it's first horror. I mean, I haven't checked in the last year, but I know I had a copy of this book, and I was watching sales, and it was just after that big sale, it just didn't seem like it happened again.
In August, this was like 2 months ago. There was a 4.5 that sold for $1,500.
Yeah. So, and I was talking about this like a year and a half, 2 years ago. There was a sale that was really strong on this book, and just never saw it anywhere near that again.
Could be something like everyone started talking about it, the significance perhaps, but none were up there. And then finally one nice one appeared and 2 people really wanted it. And then everyone who saw that price put theirs on the market, and no one really.
Well, and that golden age sort of short-term flipper investors guys will see a book like that and see it sell, and it instantly goes on their radar. And then you get back of those guys, me included. I'm included in that. I'll see a Moon Girl 5. I'll watch it with no intention of buying it, and see a 4.0 go for 1,500 or 2,000 or whatever. Now it's on my radar. Next time I see what if somebody's selling one, doesn't know what they have, and they sell it for $400, I'm all over it. And sometimes that's what drives some of these prices.
Got to do that research.
Yeah, here in 2017. Check this out. Okay, sorry to interrupt. I just want to send it.
Yeah,
3.5 sold in 2017 for 4,200. Okay,
jeez.
So that's what I was saying. There was some ridiculous sale of this book at some grade, and it just never hit that again. You know. And I had a copy, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, dang!" And I was like, "There's no one even gave a damn." But for the people who owned one, they were like, "Oh wow, this is awesome."
I can see EC collectors going after that, because EC is really one of the only, if not the only, PCH publisher that has legit keys. You know, they have, you know, first Crypt Keeper, first Old Witch, first horror cover, you know, stuff like that. So I could see EC collectors going after that, and it might have been just a few of them were ready to pick that up and all went after that book at the same time, and there's probably not a ton of them. And EC has some keys, unlike most of PCH. So, but yeah, I don't know. Now that we've talked about it, when I see one for cheap, I'm going to pick it up for sure.
That's what's great about the Golden Age, man. The more you know, the more you see, the more you grow.
Yep.
Just like this one, another exciting story of Superman when he was Superboy.
It's a great time for DC, man. I mean, I loved this time for DC. Adventures and actions. They hit just so many great covers.
You get a little Johnny Quick in there and some Green Arrow. And
who is Johnny Quick? I don't know Johnny Quick.
He's one of the early like Flash characters, or the early like Speed Force guys. I've only read him a little bit in the modern age when they had Flash Rebirth, and I think it was 2009. I don't know. I think it was Jeff Johns brought Barry Allen back from the Speed Force. That's when I learned about some Johnny Quick.
I think Johnny Quick's first appearance is along with another first appearance that's massive, in like a more fun,
oh wow,
an All-American or an All-Star or something. One of those big keys has a big first appearance, but also I think Johnny Quick first appearance.
Maybe one of those All-Star 8s, I'm guessing, right, Michael?
Then one like a Starman or key or something, I think had a Johnny Quick first appearance.
Yeah. Johnny Quick.
This is a pretty cool one. I like the yellow. I feel like there's not too many yellow ECs, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
That's an early one too.
Yeah, there's a Police Comics.
That's a pretty neat one. I like
cool.
that. Yeah.
Plastic Man. That's a cool looking one where his mouth's open and looks like someone's going to get swallowed up.
Is he melting into his own mouth? Like, what is
it's just the weirdest cover ever.
It is wacky. It's like hard to tell how that's even connected to him. But here's the early-ish, I guess, Catwoman.
Secret Life of the Catwoman.
And B-Bar-B.
What a funky title, right?
Bobby Benson's B-Bar-B writers.
There's a couple horror-ish sort of covers in this title with sort of juvenile humor element with them. This is one. Interesting.
This would be DS. If you were like a little kid, you would want that that LB Cole like spider cover, and your mom would, and you'd be like sick, and your mom would be like, "All right, I'll go get it for you at the pharmacy," and she'd come back with this.
Like the
Not
more
that one, Mom.
version. There's an Out of the Shadows. This reminds me of an Out of the Shadows that's very similar. Out of the Shadows 8, I think. Sort of, this is like the kiddie version of that.
Yeah. Little Superboy version of it.
I like this.
Speaking of young boys, Boys Ranch.
Probably
Remember old that dude, what was his name in that movie? Jack Palance told old Terrence Stamp, "You like educating young boys."
Are you talking about Out of Shadows 10 or 8?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I get 10 and 8, the numbers confused. Yeah, there it is, that one.
Yeah.
Which I really like that book, and I just can't find a good copy. Yeah, that's cool. It's just similar to that B-Bar-B. Yeah. the black cover and the giant spider. Yeah, I had a low grade of that Out of the Shadows. I think it was like a 2.0 or 2.5. I sold it, and I want like 6.0 or something.
Mhm.
Go on eBay raw, but they want too much. I don't want to pay $800.
I can't think of any early Spider-Mans that have the black cover with the, other than like issue 100 is the only one that comes to mind.
Well, number 28 is a black cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the web in the back, that would look really cool.
the web in the back. Yeah, that would be cool.
Surprised they didn't do it. But yeah, this I like the. It's funny. I don't like the little kid covers much, but for some reason the Western ones don't bother me too much. I don't know why.
That's a Joe Simon and Jack Kirby production. It looks like there.
Yeah. Boys Ranch.
Y'all remember that old school show on Nickelodeon called Dude's Ranch?
Yes.
Classic. That's so classic.
That's right.
This has got to be one of the
Wow.
most splash cover covers.
Mhm.
Does not look like a cover to me. Funny. 5 center.
I've never even seen that book. I thought Ditko had the first Captain Atom. I was like, who's this guy? This looks like the Jay Garrick to the Flash or
Yeah.
something.
That's 5 cents and it's a 52 pager?
Yeah, 1950.
That must have been selling it at the Walmart or something. Wasn't it? That's awesome. You got your bang for your nickel there.
I like this one. Another cool Western cover.
Lucky Star. I think these are actually kind of small too. They're not your normal size comic.
Mm.
Lucky Star.
You think maybe they're that like digest size, maybe like a
Yeah, I think I had a Lucky Star, and it was a smaller
large
book.
size, maybe.
Yeah, they're both nationwide. It's on your
Nation-
side.
It is on your side. You're right.
Get some people to look on eBay for them bad boys. Look at that. Oh, our early Two-Face there.
Another cool yellow cover there.
That Dose Face.
Yeah, that's neat. Oh, there we go. I think old Ricky Markstadt said Catman, but this is some Black Cat mysteries right here. Look at that little guy in green with the little yellow loincloth getting his little jollies on, looking at just a crazy cover here.
And what's the dude in the background? Is it her?
See,
her
that
lawyer?
collector. What is that?
I got her will right here.
Hey,
I don't know what's going on that one.
Sign this.
was that when you get DS? That's some dark GA. That's just some weird ass shit.
I don't know what's going on in that one.
Strangest tales of fear and terror. That's the ones if you got, I don't know, man. It's like Golden Age Guru. When you said you don't watch a lot of horror movies because you have kiddos, I'm the same way. I don't watch them either because they're really creepy, especially at Rob Zombie, Michael Myers, when you see the little kid do all the evil shit, and then you're like, damn, I don't want my kid to be crazy. That's how that Black Cat mystery book's going on right there. Crazy.
It's like the costume you'd make if you had to come up with something like within 2 hours.
Yeah.
That guy.
It's something your kid would make if you gave him a bunch of material and said,
Yeah.
make a costume for yourself. I'm busy.
Pretty cool LB Cole.
Mhm. Santa
Yeah, I always feel like the title on this is like a Greek word, even though it's Xmas. But it's always looks like a fraternity symbol.
Yeah.
Or something.
Totally.
Let's say
I'll tell you, I think the LB Cole holiday covers have a sort of a following. Honestly,
Yeah.
I've picked up a few and sold them, and they sell pretty well. Honestly, people seem to like LB Cole holiday covers.
Yep. Cross appeal.
Yeah, Fun Comics, Frisky Animals had one for each holiday, and they sell well. There's people that collect those. They're cool.
Then I like the half underwater covers. Are always kind of fun to see how they approach that. This one's pretty neat.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that.
This one's pretty strange looking. Those eyes going through there.
skeleton
Horrible.
hands. Yeah.
God, horrible Herman.
Russ Heath. This is the Russ Heath.
This one is?
Yeah.
What year is this one?
1952.
All right, getting into that like the 50s Atlas where
Yeah.
they like drawing those monsters and all that cool stuff.
Great little panels on the left there. Great ones.
I don't feel like I've really seen this one that often, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah.
What number is it?
5.
Oh yeah, the single digits, man. Those are pretty tough, actually.
I put this one on here because it reminded me of
James Bond.
Yeah. The old snow guy, Arctic Trooper.
one of the best figures with multiple accessories. And then you got see him socking that crook. That's Batman. That's my pop.
Oh God! First appearance of some rando kid.
It's featuring the son of Batman.
Yeah.
So if someday when they make a son of Batman, someone will try to sell this as.
What I like about this one though, where those barrels are coming out and there's that ramp.
Mhm.
I have no idea what that is. But back in the day, I bet that's a very recognizable industry scene. You know what I mean? Probably everybody knows where that's happening. Even though today we look at it, I have no idea what kind of factory that is. But I bet back then that was very recognizable.
It's very Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Probably the only place people see a barrel is, either maybe in a garden as an old planter or Donkey Kong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where else do you see
Whiskey
barrel?
barrels. Probably whiskey barrels. They're probably
Oh, that's
bootlegging.
Distillery, old Chris Barrett.
Yeah.
says
Yeah, they might
I
be.
remember one of those Three Stooges episodes where they had all those beer barrels and they were running around crazy. They were rolling everywhere,
Someone's going to retcon this kid for modern comic.
Yeah, totally.
He's the next Nightwing. There we go.
So
Man,
I've seen
the little Mussolini cover there.
Yeah, I've seen Hitler returning, but this is the first time I recall ever seeing the return of Mussolini.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Wow.
And this might be the first fire Batmobile, I guess you'd call it. I don't know what you call that thing.
If you're a comic book collector and a firefighter, man, this is the book to have right here.
What number is that?
This is number 96.
You know, there's somebody that I have dealt with that's bought books off me that told me keep an eye out for this because he is a firefighter and he's looking for this book.
Oh, okay. Damn, synchronicity then.
There you
What the hell?
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
if I was a firefighter, I would definitely have to have this one.
And
Yeah.
apparently this is a really rare book. It's really tough to find. I searched for it to see if I could find one after he told me he was looking for it. I couldn't find it anywhere.
It's an awesome cover. I love when they use
it's pretty rare.
that's cool.
Guru, you got one of these somewhere?
I don't. I've never had this book.
Well, if anybody has one, hit me up.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. I got a customer that wants it.
Nah, I'll keep my eye out for this bad boy.
I'm gonna sit on it now.
Now we want it. All right. Like, what are you talking about?
Now I
Let's go.
just made this small market even smaller by telling everybody. Now everybody wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll never buy from me again because I screwed them on that book.
Yeah, it's like, dang it.
Pretty fun cover right here.
It's like they're riding up that freaking beach.
55. And I was surprised to see the bomb with the code on there. I guess they thought that was fine. Commie germ warfare. is
It's an
still
ambush cover.
Well, is it an atomic explosion?
atomic rocket assault.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
It is.
so I was a little surprised for that. And then this was pretty cool.
That is a cool one. I mean, like underwater action there.
Yep.
I mean, some of these war books. I mean, my dad, he was really into the war books. He never kept any of them, which kind of sucked. It was back in the day when they folded them and put them in the back pocket. Yeah, this stuff's right up his alley. Oh, looky there, the two-gun kid.
I think that's a great cover. Manually.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Jeff. You got to give this one a little bit of props.
I have no problem. I like the two-gun kid stuff. You know, I'm trying to appreciate drawn westerns again, not the photo stuff. So
My westerns are all
huge-
bronze.
yeah, see, I'm not a huge Manili, but I do tend to like some of his western work.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Russ Heath for war books is like Manili for the Atlas Western books. It's like if you look at most of the Atlas Westerns, it's Manili, whereas the Atlas Wars, Heath is where it's at. So I'm not a big fan of Manili too much in the PCH, but every time I see his his Western stuff, I think it is a little better. So yeah, I don't know. The Manili stuff's decent.
I like the yellow stripes on the boots. pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a damn good outfit, old Two Guns rocking.
And then, I usually stop at 55, but I've been noticing recently that that kind of weird spot in between, 56, where the Silver Age, technically begins. But I don't really consider the Silver Age. I don't really know much about it until, 62-ish, where Marvel really started to get going. So I just looked through and found a few.
Yellow.
That was a pretty cool Bill Everett Marvel cover. Yellow Claw. And maybe this stuff could be found for bargains, and it might not be considered classic now, but maybe it will someday.
Not Yellow Claw. Yellow Claw's not a bargain.
Yeah, Sniper. It's kind of a cool cover.
Yeah, it is cool.
God, go back to that Sniper. They, most of the games you play in the video games, you're trying to get a headshot. Look at that guy just trying to get a damn crotch shot in there.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's
Holy
messed up,
hell.
dude.
Those are the worst. You get nailed. Okay, here's a little Phantom Stranger-esque type guy
That
here.
was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what publisher that is, but
Charlton, right? Is that Charlton?
I thought this was a nicely drawn cover. I'm not sure who this one is.
Paper
But
tag.
there's some great looking war book covers in this.
Army of War, GI Combat. They were really
I
good.
love this one. This is great. This is cool looking. I looked at
Pull out. Damn.
after I saw this, I went on eBay and I was like, if I could get a really nice one for like $30, I'm so in. And you could get a real good one for probably like $100.
Mhm.
There is an Army at War issue that I like. It's got guy in a face mask. It's like a hand-to-hand combat, and the guy's wearing a face mask. German soldier
yeah.
or a gas mask. And that one I like. It's can't remember what number it is.
This artist is Grandinetti.
Barry Grandinetti. He did a long run on this title.
Really good covers. I mean, that draftsmanship is very good. Even the Bronze Age, there weren't too. I have to say, I feel like there weren't too many people of this quality drawn. Too many books. This was kind of cool, except for that alien.
Yeah, the alien. I don't know. Is the alien just a larger sized alien? It just looks weird.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
Cool.
Joker.
A flying machine that could burn fire out of the mouth of the machine.
And this is 1960. So, and I kind of like seeing the books around, how influential Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, really were, because this is the stuff that you were buying right around that time. You had to deal with this kind of thing.
Well, you bypassed a lot of great books, man.
Well, I mean, this is just that one week in October. So,
When I got back into the hobby like 6 years ago, I was picking up the oldest stuff I was picking up was like Silver Age Batmans and Tex and Silver Age Actions and Supermans and some Green Lantern and stuff. And I had a copy of this that was low grade. And it was one of the first like old books I ever had. And I just really loved it. It made an impression on me because it was so different from like Copper Age stuff that I remembered from my childhood. And I had just gotten back into the hobby and started looking at older stuff. And I had this, and it had such a cool vintage feel to me. I was not experienced in anything Silver Age really at all, and I just thought it was cool.
yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid buying comics, and I finally there was like a garage sale or something, and I could pick up a few Marvel 12 centers. I was just like, "Whoa, this is amazing!" Like.
Yeah, what really blew me away the most was the original X-Men trade dress. When I bought one of those for the first time, I'm like, I have made it as a collector now. I have a vintage X-Men, and this is so old and so vintage. This is great.
Space Adventures. Reptisaurus, the Terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
And Brain Boy. I've never seen this one.
That's kind of cool.
Brain
Yeah.
Boy.
Years later, he became Brain Man. It's pretty good.
And then I just went up until I found something that I recognize, and then it goes from there. So this was the 1962, but also this one in October. So October first week, or second week.
Prisoner of the Reds.
Yeah. But I mean these, and I just
can you go back to that book there? I love that Paste Pot piece for.
Yeah, I mean JD. I mean this is for
I got
him.
that one in the old vault over there, high grade, eight something or whatever.
And you could see, how I think maybe not yet how cool the Marvel Universe is, but the fact that they're like all part of the same universe and crossover. I mean that's something totally different than this stuff.
Yeah, those like little standalone stories. And
you really see how it started.
Was there no pre-hero Marvel stuff that came out that week, like a Journey into Mystery?
Absolutely. I mean, there was a few, but I didn't want to have another 3-hour long. There wasn't any ones that I thought were too great. It was like some big ant guy, and but I'll include some next week.
Well, it's good. Can you put that Paste Pot Pete back up? Yeah. I mean, that's just a classic character. Of course, he went on to become the Trapster. And back a couple of years at the old C2E2, JD from the Golden Guys here, he cosplayed as Paste Pot Pete. He did a damn fine job. It was pretty cool. He had an old bucket of goo and everything.
Are you a big fan of the Monster Marvels, Jeff?
Oh, a big fan? I'm not going to say I'm a big fan, but I really appreciate the pre-hero stuff.
Yeah.
At least in really nice shape and grade. It's cool and all. I mean, when you see it in nice shape, it's just, it's so different. And they were usually dark covers, monster covers. It was just a different time for Marvel before they transitioned. So that was kind of cool too, to just see almost get completely cut off from one direction to like, let's go another direction. And that other direction was obviously a huge success for them.
Yeah, I should have put in there was another one that came out this week. It was a Tales of Suspense. I think it was 37. So it was still kind of in that monster era for Iron Man. But the cover wasn't that great. So if
you look at the prototypes they use.
Yeah, I like
think about like the prototype for Hulk. When you look like at what I think was like a Strange Tales or Journey, was this big furry creature. I mean, those prototypes are so obnoxious to then go from that extreme to where they were now, where they began with. It's just like, whoa, it's just a complete revision of just how we're going to publish comic books. And so that's just pretty fascinating to see. Like, oh, okay, you got Magneto from that.
Yeah.
You got Hulk from that, and maybe that was just stretched and they're just taking terms and names, but
I don't know. There's quite a few prototypes. There's a Watcher prototype I had a copy of. It's a Tales of Suspense. And it's a Watcher prototype, and it's just like the Watcher. It looks like the Watcher, and it's essentially the Watcher. There's prototype, the Hulk prototype. The only one that wasn't a prototype that they actually just kept was Groot. But that, again, was they took an earlier concept and made it when they got into the hero age. They took a lot of material from those pre-hero things. Groot, I think, is the only one that stayed Groot, but he's totally different than the Groot in TTA 13. It's totally different. And then when you get into the movies, is even more different now, where all he says is "I am Groot." He actually talked. He was from a different planet. He was from Planet X, I think, originally. A monster, huge alien, and he actually talked. He didn't just say "I'm Groot." So it was a concept, and they took a lot of concepts from those pre-hero stuff and used them. So they're historically significant. They're cool, and they all have double consonant or double letters in their names. It's Grog with 2 G's, or Kerr with 2 R's, or Ruck with 2 K's, or they have all these names. Groot with 2 O's. I mean, it's all of them have it like that.
And some Fing Fang Foom. He had a couple of O's in there at the end.
Yeah.
I like these circle Marvels too, with the 12 centers, the circle there.
Yeah, your Western had a cool Marvel Comics circle that you showed DS. I love seeing those little circle Marvel comics. When before it was Marvel Comics,
that book was a 1949 Western, and it had the little circle that said Marvel Comic. I think that adds a little cool factor to that book. I may buy that book unless somebody in the chat liked it and went ahead and bought it while we're doing the show, but no big deal. But I'm watching that book. I might buy it. I like it. It's cool.
I like how he says, Thor says, these chains are electronically treated. I cannot break them. I didn't know that was the weakness to Thor.
Yeah, the god of lightning is vulnerable to electric. There you go.
Well, it's like in the movie, and that's the first thing that struck me in that movie. Ragnarok is the way that they disable him when he's on whatever that planet is with the champion, whatever. He's got that little thing on his neck, and they zap him, and it like puts him out of commission. Are you serious? He's like the god of lightning and thunder, and that's now the electronic zapper.
Unless I don't understand electricity. I mean, is it two positive charges are going to do something? I don't know. Maybe it's just for a smarter crowd. Beats me.
I don't know, but I'm surprised that that's what took him down in that movie.
Right.
I have a question for you guys, though, before we go.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is a rare book that I like. I don't know why I like it. I just really like it. And I'm curious what you guys think of it, like price-wise, quality-wise. It's way outside of my typical area, but I just really like this book. And I don't know. What's your guys' opinion on this book?
Damn, I've seen that book before. Damn good book.
One of the trade covers, that's for darn sure. But
I love it.
Go ahead.
Got the nice blue header with the yellow, title over the blue, and he's just doing the whole lifting up the train track.
Yeah, better than any action train cover or Wonder Woman sensation. Just a great cover.
You got
it, man. It stands up as a quality book.
I don't know about that.
I know. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think like a VG or like a mid grade would cost for something like this?
Little 4.0.
And there's what people are asking, and then there's what
I don't know what they're asking for that book.
Well, it's one. I followed that book for a long time, and I remember when it was not that much, and then it got big. So it's just kind of like, oh, I'm not paying that, because I remembered.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like cheap, dirt cheap, but it wasn't like, minimum $1,000 or anything.
No, so mid grade, you're thinking a couple grand or a few grand for mid grade.
DS, maybe try
probably less than that, man.
Try that Metropolis Collectibles and get like a raw copy, like it's something that you could put your time and effort into, maybe cleaning it up, pressing it, and then send it off to get slabbed. And man, I want to buy one, but I don't want to overpay, and it's something I'm not really familiar with the market on something like this. I don't know if somebody could put a price on it. I wouldn't know if it's too high or too low or what. So I mean, I'm trying to do research, but I found it's a pretty rare book. So there's not like a lot of data, there's not a lot of sales, there's not a lot being offered. So it's one of those things way outside what I normally collect, and I'm not comfortable on the market for a book like this. So maybe if I find one, I'll hit you guys up individually, and you guys can tell me what you think. And
Yeah, let me give you a quick perspective on it to look at it as it's like I know several IG people who got a quaff and a whiff of that book, and they were trying to push the market on it. So watch out for that. And another perspective is it's a cool cover. I don't think there's anything substantial that happens in that issue.
No,
it's just a cool Captain Shazam cover, Captain Marvel cover, however you want to reference him right now. And that's what it's going for. So you got to remember the market size for that. The character, nothing significant other than a cool cover for Captain Marvel. So I don't think you should do what you want, but just don't overly aggressive get for it. Don't go too crazy on it, thinking that there's going to be some kind of quick some return or growth in it anytime soon. I think the market was pushed recently with it pretty aggressively.
Yeah, totally.
I don't see much other growth happening with that book other than maybe a slight slip or decline. I haven't looked at numbers in a while, but just watching people try to trade that book in the past and hearing their struggles with it after they got into it, I just
it's one of those books for me that would not be a flip. I mean, if I would flip it, I would flip anything for the right price, but it would be one I would want to get in at a good price, and it would be like
well, it's like how you say this all the time with certain PCH books. You're like, I got out of the market because I saw what people were doing and I knew it was time to sell. That's kind of where that book.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've been on it for a while.
that book. In my
But
opinion.
you guys can see that's way outside of what I normally collect. But I don't know that it just grabs me the way he's just twisting the rails
Yeah,
and
it's a great cover.
it's like semi-futuristic. It almost has like a sci-fi feel, like a daring mystery comics sci-fi feel to me, and I like
Yeah.
it. The daring,
train,
I would pay up for a daring if I could get one.
the train, the subway. It's real symbolic to just his whole origin, where he got on that subway down there, and the way they make that train. It's like you said, it's kind of like a futuristic style, or what the old timers would envision the future train to look like, like a bullet train or something.
I don't know. For me, it's like it would be like a sci-fi book pickup. I feel like there's a sci-fi element to it, and maybe there's not, but to me, it's just like it has like that daring mystery comics sci-fi feel to it. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it for a little bit. I know there's not many out there, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Okay.
You probably get that book, and then when you actually read it, you see that he's saving the unicorns on a fantasy island or something. Some weird thing. That's cool, DSO. I'm glad you're getting some Fawcett action there. But
yeah, I don't want any Fawcett's, and there's a few, maybe just a handful that I would like. That's probably at the top of my list for Fawcett's, because I don't really want to go after like superhero Golden Age keys unless it's like First Spectre, which is way outside. Or like
I know another guy that wants that First Spectre.
yeah.
God.
I would want a Spectre, but I would go for that first.
Or Dr. Fate.
Grundy would be on my list, but because it's a dark GA and I like Solomon Grundy, I almost got one of those recently, but the keys are not something I want to go after. But that one's not a key, and it's a super cool cover. It's early. I think it's 40 or 41. It's an early book, so it's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it and see what happens.
That's freaking awesome.
You got a 54, Jeff?
Nope. I think the earliest I have for more fun, actually, I don't even know what the hell it is, but 56 for sure. No 52.
Yeah.
Or 53, or I don't think I have a 54.
Someday.
Oh, yeah,
Someday.
that's so good. Oh, God, that's amazing. I love that cover.
I have not seen one in a while.
I think there's an 8.0 on
Yeah, but
Tropics.
that's
What?
beyond my.
Yeah, it's like I think it was like some $40,000 I thought I heard, or someone told me something ridiculous.
What, for More Fun 54?
Yeah, like I think it was like an 8.0. I don't know. Someone just was mentioning it to me the other day.
So
Something
cool.
crazy.
It's
so cool.
God,
Yeah,
that
that
does
is.
look damn good, man.
I
I
would
like that Spectre.
I want to get a Golden Age Spectre cover. I don't need some crazy one, but even those are pricey. But I could get one of those, and there's some really dope Golden Age Spectre covers.
The
There's a
doper, the
crap
more you're gonna pay, man. You can get a couple stagnant ones, like static ones, not stagnant, but static ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That, you can probably get into.
Yeah, I'll probably get one of those at some point. And then I like Solomon Grundy's first appearance. I could probably pull that off at some point,
Mhm.
And then I also like All Star 33 is a nice Solomon Grundy cover. That one's reasonable. Just a cover. It's not a key or anything. So, but it's a cool one. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to branch out into some other stuff. I like horror, but I like dark themed stuff. So I'm going back into the 40s and getting stuff that's darker themed. And I'm trying to navigate the landmines of superhero keys now. So what's happening? So yeah, that's where I'm at sort of as a collector. But I still like the horror. I mean, I'm just not focused primarily on that. I really want some Fox books and some MLJs, and it's just, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it takes time, and I'm patient, and I'll pick up one big book here and there, and over time I'll have some good stuff.
Well,
This one might be more affordable.
more fun.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I like that one.
And like the chat, we've been doing this show for the chat, and just like how DS likes that Solomon Grundy, man, we've been christening the whole chat on a Tuesday, just like Grundy used to do in the old days. So that's a good little fun one
Yeah,
too.
that's a
That
good
is fun.
Yeah, that one's not bad. I like the Spectre ones where he's larger than life on the cover. As
Mhm.
opposed to, like, there's one where he's creeping out of like a door opening on the floor. That one's not.
Dang.
But the ones where he's like towering over buildings is cool.
Like that about that one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that
like
one's
that.
like, he's larger than life on that one. I like that one.
Yeah, I'll have to break out some more funds. I'll show you guys. Cool ones.
Yeah, get some more fun for next week, Guru, man.
There aren't too many
See some
Spectre
Spectres. Yeah, not too
There's
many
a lot of
Spectres on the more fun.
Yeah, I know some other stuff on my list, but ahead of that is MLJ stuff. But those are just they don't ever come up. So I feel like the Spectre stuff's easier to find, honestly. MLJ,
Well, let's wrap up this bad boy, man. This has been a kick-ass night here on the Golden Guys. Let's go around real quick. DS, what do you got coming up, and where can folks find you?
I have nothing coming up. Put out content sporadically. I've got 2 boxes at CGC with cool Copper Age stuff and some Bronze Age keys. Those will be coming back soon, so I'm excited to get those. I've got another stack of stuff needs to go out. I've got a Comic Link win, 2 wins from Comic Link that I'm waiting on.
Congrats, man.
Bronze Horror, really high grade, and then a Golden Age PCH for Zeta I'm waiting on. Other than that, I'm just biding my time and just checking stuff out, and then just trying to stay plugged into the market and the books and stuff. So,
well, you can spend some of that time getting rid of them damn stickers on the back of the Comic League.
I gave up on it, Legend.
I'm probably gonna say fuck it too.
The worst thing about those stickers is sometimes I'll buy a book on Comic Link to flip because it goes under the radar or it's in one of the later sections. You can get a deal on it, and I know I can flip it. But as soon as I get it and post pictures of it, it's got the Comic Link sticker, and then people can go see what I paid because they know where I got it.
True. Yep.
Comic Link doesn't show up on GPA, but people can go look and see what I paid for it on Comic Link.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hiding anything. I mean, I got undervalued, and I'm selling it at fair market value, and there's a margin there for me. But people don't need to know where I got the book. I don't like the stickers. I don't like the Comic Link stickers. I wish they wouldn't do it. But
yeah, me too, man. Those jerks. How about you, Jeff, Golden Age Guru? What you got going on? Tell us about the Instagram stuff you got going on again.
Yeah, I'll mention it again for sure. This Friday and Saturday, Instagram sale it's going to be at Golden Age Guru. So just coming out 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to unveil a Golden Age collection. It's about 400 books, original owner. I'm not going to do all of them because I don't have them already. But there'll be a lot of a lot of faucets I'm going to break out. Some Superman's actions, adventures, detectives, Batman's. There'll be some cool stuff. And then a lot of, bronze, silver. It's going to be a great variety. I mean, that's 18 hours of books, we'll be selling. And it's going to be a good time. And come on out if you can. This Friday and Saturday.
That's going to be damn awesome. I'll have to start refreshing the old IG, man. I got so many IGs on there. I may just have to say screw all the other people and just go straight to the Golden Age Guru IG page. That's good stuff. How about you, Michael, man? What you got going on, dude?
Yeah, probably just head over to his sale.
Mm-hmm. No fires or anything up there in the West Coast?
Not yet. We're doing okay right now.
Just keep the damn water hose close by because you don't want any of that stuff in the house to get too hot. I mean, the stuff you already got is hot, but you don't want it to get hotter than what it is, man. But yeah, and then check me out over at my channel, youtube.com/rdotty95. We're doing Deadtober, where we're playing some Left 4 Dead, and we're going to be playing some Maniac Mansion from the NES, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be unboxing some modern books pretty soon. And then I'm going to show you a bunch of books that I'll be sending off to CBCS. And you never know, they have a coupon going on right now where you can save on some pressing services they offer. So make sure you check that out. And that's all we got time for tonight here on the Golden Guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. For DS Comics, Golden Age Guru, and Knights of Old, this is the Great Legend saying peace out. God bless.
Take care.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you